Hello everyone. Today I'm packing up some of my tiny books for recent orders, and I thought you might like to see how I go about that. Nothing fancy here. I'm just going to ramble while I put together these orders, and you get to see the packaging that I've come up with for these little items. And so let's go. My thought process with these was that I wanted the packages, I wanted the books to arrive to have some sort of, some sort of a little story to tell. Something like just a slow reveal for the person who receives it to sort of experience the wonder, the joy of unwrapping their item. I didn't want to send these out and just put them in a plastic bag and have them drop out of an envelope into your palm. What fun is there in that, right? So I decided to make up these envelopes. This is an origami envelope that I learned how to make from a YouTube video. If I can find the link to it, I'll post it somewhere down in the comments or the video notes. So I'm not going to really talk you through how to make these because the other video does a good job. My other challenge in coming up with some packaging for these was to obviously keep it cost effective. I didn't want to increase the price of the books any more than I had to. They're not inexpensive on their own, mainly because they are laborious to make, so I want to keep the packaging cost to a minimum, but still have that same experience when receiving it. So I came up with this idea. I've been making these little envelopes just for fun for a long time. And it takes a few minutes, but I really don't mind. I find this process to be eminently soothing. Something about folding paper that I really like. I'm not terribly good at origami per se, but this sort of utilitarian stuff really appeals to me. These are really quite elegant, as you'll see in a moment. Just need to finish the flap. There, that is complete. Oops. There, lift here. Great. So I've got my order form over here. I won't show you any personal details, but I do like to write a little thank you note on all of my orders. And they purchased this green one. Let's take a little close-up tour before it goes out. So to hold this, I've just made up this little just craft paper wrapper with my logo on it. That's just a stamp, a rubber stamp that you have. And just going to line that up. I can kind of see through the back, and just align that with the logo, and just going to fold that over. Sorry if you can't see this too clearly. My goal today is to get these orders out, not make, 5-star videos. But a little look behind the scenes can be fun sometimes, so I'm glad you're here watching. Okay, I'll just tidy that up and fold that over like that. And to hold that, I'm going to use some double-sided tape, but first, to free my hands up, just take this little clamp, hold that closed. And the double-sided tape comes on this little roll, and it's really annoying because it sticks to everything. So I'll just cut a small square and I'll put that underneath the paper, underneath that back flap right here. Once the backing is peeled off, there's a little patch of adhesive that I can then fold that flap down, and we've got a nicely packaged tiny little book. So next, this has to go in here. Can't just throw it inside, it has to be held firmly somehow. That's where some regular corrugated cardboard comes in. Just going to set that on there and trace around it to cut out a small portion. Nothing fancy. I could tidy that up a little bit, I guess. So, yeah, that's a nice snug fit. Not too tight, but it's just snug enough to hold it in place. Oh, and one extra step in this envelope that I forgot to show you. The way it's folded, there's a little flap on the inside that protrudes in from the sides. So I'm just going to cut that to allow my piece of cardboard to slide down inside the envelope. So that just goes down in there. And the book fits in its slot, and then we close everything up. The envelope flap, the top flap fits underneath this tab, and so it's just a nice clean little package that the recipient will just be able to take that out and then further enjoy the discovery of their new book just by unwrapping the paper wrapper. To protect that, just in case there's rain or snow on the way to the recipient, I'm just going to, I'll put this in the bag first. Just a layer of plastic just to waterproof things. I like to keep the plastic packaging to a minimum, but I guess when it's an item like this, it's a necessary evil. And I'll just hold that closed with a little bit of Scotch tape. There, that's that. Not quite done though. I'm going to take customer's receipt and do something special with that as well. I do this for every order. I think it just shows a little bit of extra care and craftsmanship on the receiving side. Again, this is it's another origami fold envelope, sort of like a locked letter in some sense. Anyone out there watch letter locking videos? They're just fascinating to me. Maybe I'll do one. Let me know in the comments if that's something you think would be neat. This one's super quick compared to that envelope. Neither of them take very long, as you can see. And that's just a nice little presentation for the receipt. And to that I'm going to add my business card, which all my business cards I marble myself. I make them in-house so that each one is individual and it's a little collector item all on its own. And there we have it. There's the book, there's the receipt. That's all it needs, except for some packaging. And for that I've just got just a stay flat mailer, which I've stamped with my logo on the outside. That gets tucked in and sealed up tight. There we have it, one tiny book packaged and ready to go. Thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll see you next time.